And good evening, everybody. And very, very happy welcome to you today on this Thursday of Thursdays. Because why not? Why not make it an amazing Thursday? Hope you're having a fabulous day. This what is today? July 2nd. It is in fact the second. So yes, I do in fact have a calendar on my computer screen that says it is July 2nd, which is good because I'm not planning on going to work tomorrow. Um, and so it really helps if I've got the days right.
There are lots of July 2nds.
You know, there are lots of seconds in July, in fact, yes. Okay, so with that out of the way, and my mind totally derailed, where is the gameplay button? There it is. Let's whoosh our way over and play a little Minecraft. Now, oh, it's night, so I should sleep before I dive into this. Now, so let me show you where I'm at. I mean, obviously, I'm in my jungle area, but so remember, I was working on this on Tuesday. Nice, big, twisty tower of twistiness. Yeah, right? Big freaking tower of twistiness. In fact, because I can fly, you can kind of see it. It's all big and twisty, which was sort of the idea. I had to. I mean, I stayed up way later than I should have on Tuesday to fix what I broke up here, so that everything lined up correctly. Got it sorted out. A little frustrating, but I got it. Okay, so here's the plan. Because I should have a plan, and I don't always. But here's the plan. So I'm going to fill in the tower. I don't want it to be hollow like it is, or at least the walls. And so I was doing a little playing in consultation with my daughter, who has a much better artistic eye than I do. And so this is kind of what I'm going to do on the way up. It's the jungle wood frame, obviously. And then I'm going to put in spruce and dark oak. And it's just going to spiral up. And it'll be this lovely tree looking thing. Because, you know, tree looking things are fun, right? Okay. Right, spruce. Now what's going to make this really easy is that I can still fly, which is a wonderful thing. It's going to be sad when I can't fly anymore. I accidentally peeled one of those. Well, darn it. Don't you hate it when you accidentally peel a log? I know it happens to everybody all the time in strange circumstances, but you know, you just gotta deal with it. Okay. Alright, so dark oak's in the middle. 2, 3. Get some spruce going. Oops. Right. So it'll be nice and crooked. Okay, I know the tower is all twisty, but I'd really like these blocks to go up in something close to the right order. I think what I'll do is I'll do one tower at a time so I don't confuse myself again. Because apparently that is really easy for me to do. Though in all honesty, this is not going to be that bad because the hard work is done. Okay, right. The hard work is done. It's just the fill in the gaps, and it'll be fine. Now, I just have to get in here. Right, just give myself something to actually put blocks on, which is, you know, a real plus, honestly. Okay, just right, goes up this way, and do the same thing over here. Oh man, so see,
I don't think that's right.
you are correct. That is all sorts of not right. We all, yep, those need to be over because it's the twist, right? It's the twist. And it goes up this way and it's all twisty. Alright, so that goes up like that. Alright, so are we having fun yet? Do I have to make you have fun? Okay, so we'll just get off that creepiness and move on. I sense a disturbance in my head where it smashed into the roof. Okay, so this guy should come up like that. Alright, so, you know, it's, oh, this one has to slide in this way, too. Well, those were not, in fact, the correct blocks. I've seen the correct blocks on occasion, and those were not them. Okay, so this is going to just slide up this way. Now, it's... does help if I don't accidentally click the wrong thing like multiple times. I should also probably plan on throwing a couple of torches on the inside of this building. Oh! I'm lacking in coal. That's a problem. Okay. That's a problem for another day. Or another night, depending on how you look at it. Okay. So anyway, this is going to come around this way. Ooh. Take out the dirt. Right, see? Nice and simple. Like cat's just hanging out there. Because it can't leave. You know, it's a permanent cat.
Actually, probably could leave.
It could. Actually, it could. You could end up with a villager that opens the door and the cat can run out.
Or it could walk up that cobblestone.
It might be able to do that too. Though I tried doing it and I couldn't. Cat's smaller, it might be able to, but
You should be able to.
yeah, I don't mind if the cat does. The sheep, the cow probably should stay there, but you know. Anyway, so let's get up here. Wow. I think I'm going to I think somebody needs a van. Okay. Alright, so let's just meander up this way and see. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to take this out. Now, I was kind of trying to decide if I wanted to actually leave this... Right, I put these platforms in, partly just so I can make sure I knew where I was. I think what I'm going to do is let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and continue. I'm going to have that walkway. I'm just going to, or that platform. I'm just going to have it turn. Now, from the ground, you probably won't even notice that. Which is, you know, a thing. But that's okay. Let's find out. Alright, so... Alright, so this comes up this way. This is going to go that way. This is... go there. so cute, right? Sure. All right. So again, spruce, dark oak, spruce. Okay, and yeah, you can see that from the ground, which is okay. So it gives it a little bit of a just a little bit of a texture change. So the ground is technically slightly higher than that pond, but it's all right. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. All right. So around and around we go. Where we stop? It's gonna be around here somewhere. Okay, this is. You know, let me do this first, and then I'll take that oak out. Okay. Again, I should try putting the blocks in the right place because that's a thing that happens, or is supposed to happen. You know. Just a thing, you know. It's you kind of want to put the blocks in. Really? Really? You know, I'm just sitting, toss and turn here for a few minutes. There we go. I can do it. I can sleep. Okay. All right, so let's get back up here. Hello. Yes, aren't you lovely? Oh, he has black dye, but not for an emerald when I can get it for a bone meal. This is a tall tower. Okay, here we go. Got this. I got this. Okay, see, you know, just the other thing I was thinking of doing is on the way up, at strategic points on the curve, as the spirals around, dropping in some end rods or something just to give it a little bit of a light, right? Sure. All right, let's go collect this dirt while I'm right here. All right, now I was considering whether or not I wanted to put some ladders or something in here to walk up to the top. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not, but it would be interesting. All right, so those go there. Got that's a nice spruce logs going. All right, so, you know, these are the fun things you can do when you can fly. Oh, hey, I left a log down there. There we go. Don't want to lose that one log. That would be annoying. You know, it's like, it's not as if I don't have giant spruce trees that I can farm for resources when I need them. No, okay. Sure, I know what I'm doing. Which, you know, today I kind of do. Yesterday or Tuesday, when I was building this thing up, you know, I was lacking in what we generally like to refer to around here as a clue. You know, the clues were not here, you know, which is bad. I had no clue if it was Colonel Mustard or, you know, Miss Scarlet or anybody. It was just.
Or the thing you mentioned about the Navy?
You know, for all I know, it was Colonel Gray, and that's just.
Join me, because I started.
All right.
And I need proof.
Okay. Yep. See. Okay, but you see how this is sort of striping up and going all swirly? So that's going to look really slick when it gets all the way, both of these towers all twisted around each other. Right, that'll be... that will be all sorts of fun. Oops, hey, let me just trap myself in here with some sheep, because that's how we do it around here. Yeah, we do. All the getting trapped around with the sheep and the cow. Gotta keep an eye on that damn there cow. Or is that the other way? You think the cow would be keeping an eye on the sheep? Honestly, I think the cow doesn't care. Also, I think I put that dirt in the wrong place. Okay. Alright, so that's going to pop up that way. Yes, sir, Bob. I mean, sure, your name may not be Bob, but I put those blocks in wrong. These two, or this row, right? Remember what I said I was going to take where these platforms are. And, nope, that's not where that goes. I was going to take where these platforms are and then put the logs in horizontal. That'll give it a little bit of a little bit of a texture. You know, so, oh hey, look, there's a difference here. But it also means that I'll still have a guide for where those platforms were, because they were basically the start of every row of things, right? Or it marked where I finished. Hey, okay, one of these buttons rotates my tools, right? But it showed where each section I was working on stopped. So it's actually a really convenient guidepost, you know. Okay. You know, I'm going to end up with so much oak in my inventory. All right, so this is coming up this way. All right. Now, I thought about being a little bit more...
I think that row is off. The bottom row? That one?
Yeah, it is. You are correct. Yes, that whole, hey, I was going to put these horizontal. That didn't happen. No. Thank you. See, this is why you have kids, to point out your mistakes. Because that's what makes life fun, right? All right. Yes, for all of you kids watching out there, your parents just love it when you point out their mistakes. So be sure you do it all the time. I'm going to get a bunch of kids in trouble, says my wife. Yes. Well, that's their problem, isn't it? You know. No, be nice to people, everybody out there on the internet. I know it's hard. You know, the internet still hasn't quite figured out that whole maturity thing in general, but together we can overcome these little trials in our lives. Okay. Well, okay, fine. It feels weird to use a tool over in that slot instead of one of the others, but okay. All right, so just continue bringing this up like this, and more dark oak. On the plus side, I have all sorts of dark oak, so, and you know, a small amount of spruce as well. Catch it? I hope I caught it. Okay. Opposite daisy. Okay. It's one of those things that had I known what I was doing at the time, this would have been faster to do when I built it up in the first place, but that would have required knowing what I was doing. And if you were here for the stream on Tuesday, you know there was none of that happening. At no point on Tuesday did I have any clue about what I was doing. Oh, hey. You know what would be really good? It would be to fill in all of the walls here. Okay, so that goes up that way, and that goes like that. And now I'm going to hit my head on this. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a lot easier putting all this stuff in, knowing where stuff goes. Okay, I think I might be maybe halfway up this one tower. This is going to take forever. But it's okay. Now, I have some fun plans for the top of this tower. I think what I'm going to do is when I get to the top, I'm going to just take this all out now. When I get to the top, I'm going to basically grow a crown of jungle wood trees along the top. Just your typical 1 block wide trees. Okay, I'm not talking like giant jungle trees up on the top. And then, because the way this works up at the top of this thing, right? I've got here, fly up here and show you. Right, it comes up to this platform, right? These 2 platforms here. So I'm going to have this sort of crown out with some small jungle trees. And then right here in the middle, what I'm going to do is put in a giant, like a 13 block diameter glass sphere. Be green and black with some light inside of it to give it some all sorts of fun and stuff, right? All right. Yeah, and I definitely need to get some sort of light happening on the outside of this. Otherwise, you're going to have drop zombies and stuff, and that's no fun. I mean, and while Drop Zombie would be an excellent name for like a metal band or something. Yeah. Now opening for Wild Stallions, Drop Zombie. Right? But I don't know. I think that's... I think I kind of want to avoid that. On the other hand, it'll be high enough up that maybe it won't matter. All right, so just get all of the logs in. Yes. All of them. They're kind and friendly logs. They bring you cookies when you're not feeling well. And sometimes they help people across the street. And then sometimes they help people in front of a moving bus. No, they don't do that. That's mean, and I don't know why I even went there. But it sounded super creepy in a nice and friendly voice. And that's probably why I went there, because it just sounded so creepy. Okay. I am in a creepy type mood today, and I don't think I don't think I need to stay there. Okay, so we'll just put old creepy voice to bed, and let's try this again. Finish. Now, the other thing I could do, so I'm going to get these in, and the other thing I could do, which would take literally 18 zillion years, would be to have one of these towers that's all wood like this, right? Right, get all this nice dark oak and jungle and spruce and stuff going all the way up. In the other tower, I could replace the blocks and do stone, right? And have it be like this yin and yang of the natural and the artificial, and be like some sort of art piece or something. Which would be cool. I'm thinking about how long it would take, and my mind is saying, you're too lazy to do that. And I'm probably right. I know myself. Of course, I suppose the server does have, hire a labor type thing, you know. Says, hey, you got stuff that you want done that you're too lazy to do. You know, there are people who are, you know, hired to do that. So, you know, that's a thing. I could fly. There we go. Do something along those lines. It's like, okay, here's the first bit. All right, so we'll get in here and slap all of this stuff up here. This is... Now, as I had been thinking about, I mentioned a couple of times, excuse me, when I was getting this started a couple of days ago, that I was thinking it might be fun to right down the middle of these towers drop a pool of water, just a column of water that drops down into a fountain. I don't think I'm going to do that. As I've been thinking about it, I think that's going to be, oops, well, that's going to be wrong, but also so is this block. So that doesn't mean I won't do something in the between the towers down here at the bottom anyway, but I don't think I'm going to do the whole giant waterfall thing of Destiny. I don't even know if Destiny has a waterfall in it. It's been a while since I've played. I actually have never played Destiny. I've played Destiny 2. But I don't remember there being a particularly large waterfall at any place at any point in that game, so... You know, there isn't a whole lot of water on Mars, as I recall. And, that's a torch. Now, torches and dirt blocks have a lot in common, okay? But one of them is really good for building walls, and the other one is not. Right? I mean... It tries really hard. You got to give torches credit, right? They try really hard. It's like, I want to be a wall too, right? And despite how much they try, they're still really bad. Excuse me. Okay, I had a little thing in my throat. It made it hard to speak. Okay. So let us see now. We've got the dark oak and the spruce. There we go. We take it round tree. Because square tree is just weird. On the other hand, this is Minecraft and square tree is normal here. Okay. Ah! No, again, this whole placing blocks in the right place. Yeah. Something I should do more of, I think. Really, and it's the same approach. I've said it before. It's the same approach that Michelangelo had. Oops, that's not where that goes. When, okay, you know what? I should slide my hands over one button to the right there. Michelo, yes. Not only was it Michelo, but that block was in the wrong place. You know, Michelangelo said when he sculpted, he had a block of marble and he just chipped away everything that wasn't his statue, right? Which is, you know, a way of looking at it, I suppose. All right. So, oh, I didn't do this side. That's why it's weird. Okay, we'll just drop a few blocks in here and there, you know. All right, take these guys out. You know, it's getting to be a long way down. Now, I don't like heights. This doesn't bother me so much here. But there was a game on the PS2. It was like Pac-Man World something or other. And there was a level in that world that was like up on a skyscraper. And man, that one gave me the heebie-jeebies. Seriously, I had both the heebies and the jeebies. And, when those two get together, it's just, you're in for a bad time. So, yeah, I had a hard time with that level. It wasn't particularly hard as far as the platforming and stuff goes. But, man, getting out of my own head so that I could do those as I'm looking over the precipice of the skyscraper. It's like, yeah, maybe I don't want to beat this game. I've heard some people say similar types of things with games with like spiders in them and stuff. Yeah, no, this was my own personal unpleasantness. But Minecraft doesn't really bother me. Maybe because it's not real enough. I mean, maybe where you live, things are sort of structured like this, everything's kind of square and stuff, but yeah, that's not real common where I live, so, All right. Okay, so, it's coming along. Almost at the top, so I think I've got 3 more stories to go. So, yay. Okay. Next time, I'm going to build like a doghouse. Those aren't nearly as tall, right? Unless you've got like Clifford the Big Red Dog. Dog houses are not generally large. Okay.
Or if you have like a Hydra.
A Hydra, yeah, I bet a Hydra would have a large pet dwelling as well. I mean, I don't have a pet Hydra. So it's hard for me to relate, but if any of you out there have a pet Hydra, please let me know how large your Hydra house is. Or is it an indoor Hydra? I mean, I have indoor cats. I don't let them go out because I get allergic to stuff that they climb into, and they make my nose itch enough as it is. But I don't know. I mean, maybe an indoor Hydra is really the way to go. There's fewer chances of them, having their heads cut off, and then you have to deal.
More mouths to feed.
Right, the extra mouths and stuff. And I don't know if they get hungrier. I'm sure they do get a little bit hungrier with all of that, the whole extra head and neck. This is kind of weird on the inside. I like it. I mean, okay, yeah. All sorts of crazy silliness happening here. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, and I need to get some charcoal. Because I'm going to need more torches than I have. Turns out, 4 torches is not going to be enough to light up this building. Fortunately, I've got a little bit of charcoal here. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and torch that all up. There we go. Okay. See? Nice and simple. So I'm kind of curious, before I just teleport over there, I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like from afar. Right? I mean, it is an admittedly sort of a weird village. This is what happens when I start building things piecemeal. Oh, yeah, I could make it so it all looks like it goes together. Or I could build this. And that's what I ended up doing. It's like, okay, Right? So we got the church going on over there, the cathedral. Got this little hut, which is now empty because I put the donkey in the stall. Right? The donkey's in the stable now. Oh yeah. You know, I grew up in the Denver area, and there was this piece of art. There was this sort of yellow stair-stepped twisty angle thing. This doesn't look exactly like it, but it looks similar. And yeah, the different woods on it definitely make that look cool. And yeah, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to replace this other tower with like stone and concrete, because that would just look cool. The intertwinedness of the different materials. Oh yes, it's gonna take a zillion years. I'll be old when I'm done. Of course, I'm old when I'm started, so I guess it's really not really losing anything there. But oh yeah, that's if I replace this other tower, the one that's currently hollow, replace that with stone brick and maybe some concrete and stuff going up. Oh yeah, that would be really cool. All right. At least again, the work is done, so all I have to do is just replace the blocks one for one, and no big deal, right? Sure, easy peasy. Lemons would in fact be squeezy. So yeah, just take 18 zillion years to do. I mean, heck, by the time I'm done, it might, be later in July than it already is. And though if I do that, I might actually break down and do a lot of that off camera, just to deal with it. Hey, speaking of things that are happening off camera, there are a number of movies that are starting to film again now that everyone's pretending that it's safe to do so. I mean, I saw a headline on Twitter today. It was on in Loch Ness stream, which was these students in Alabama holding COVID parties. First person to get COVID wins. And it's like, you know what? I have some concerns, And the other half of those concerns, aside from these kids just being so ridiculously stupid, because this is not the first time I've heard of disease parties. Usually I hear about them in another context. But I look at these people, these kids, and I believe it's said they were college students, not high school students, which means these people are old enough to vote. And that just gives me pause, right? It's like, here, do you ever want to play a game and scare yourself? Go into any restaurant, right? Next time you go to a restaurant, you sit down to eat. Maybe the game will be a little bit harder because everyone will be in masks. But next time you go out to eat, look at everyone in the restaurant around you and decide which 12 of those people you want to be on a jury for a crime that you've committed, right? If you get arrested and charged with a crime, which of the 12 people in that restaurant do you want to be on your jury? And yeah, that gives you some pause too, Also, what gives you pause? Kittens, right? They'll come up and they'll just take their cute little paws and usually slash bleeding, gaping holes in your arm because their claws are like razors. But they're so cute that we still invite them into our lives. All right. Okay, so we'll just
You know, that'd be a perfect way for the villain of like a book or something to distract the heroes.
it's just to put out kittens for them to pet.
Yep.
You'll never stop me, Ultraman. Why not? Here is a kitten. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, totally. That's absolutely how that would go. Well, you know, superheroes. Yep, I could totally see it. No, Ultraman. You won't stop me. Not even Feather Boa Man could stop me. Why? Because I have kittens. You're right, I can't stop you. The kittens are too cute. You have found my one weakness. Cute, fuzzy animals. Okay, so take that dirt out. Yep. All right, one more platform to go on this side. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'll sit down. I'm not going to do the whole tower, I think, tonight. Just because of all the time it would take to sit and replace all of the blocks coming up. But I think I'll do the first couple of levels just to play with some color and figure out the materials and things I want to use. What's that? Is jungle. I'm out of spruce. Well, okay. Let's find out. What do we have? Oops. What do we have here? We have lots of spruce, it turns out. So, might as well top off that. I mean, not quite top off, but marginally top off that dark oak tank.
That looks cool.
It does. It looks...
It reminds me of a snake.
Yes, it is very snake-like. What's that? Yes, it is Jafar.
Just nickname it Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. That's it. You know, you think, I am Grand Vizier of Agrabah. You can call me Jeff. You know, I don't think that's quite... doesn't quite give the sense of foreboding and intimidation that Jafar would typically want to go for in the workplace, you know? I mean, sometimes you just gotta have a boss that they want to, they really want to, be sure you know that you're, you work for them. They are the boss. And so you will refer to me as, Mr. Supremo Bosso of the World-O or something. Or, call me Mr. Jones or something. No, I am President so-and-so, and I worked hard to get this title, and you will call me by that title. I am Grand Vizier, and you will call me Grand Vizier. You will not make jokes and call me Grand Brazier, because that is a hanging offense around here. We will execute you or throw you in the dungeon. Or hang you with a Grand Brazier, one of the two. But, yeah, I don't think Jafar would be, welcome to Agrabah. I will be your vizier for the evening. You may call me Jeff. Meanwhile, Iago's over there in the corner like, what? Okay, so... I do a lot of bad impressions. There is no good impression of what's his name. I had his name right there in my head just seconds ago. All right. Sorry, actor who plays Iago, whose name has totally flown away like the dreams I had last night. which they didn't. I had dreams about house fires. Not like my own. Like I was walking home and walking by a house and it was on fire. It was a weird dream. I ran in. We pulled people out. It was great. But, you know, every once in a while I have, dreams. All right. So, how are we doing? I think, make sure I got all the dirt out from around it. But yes, that is going to look cool. If I do stone brick for the jungle wood, right? Every place that there's jungle wood, I replace that with stone brick. Okay? And then do then what do I do? Actually, I could keep it natural and just do stone and diorite and those types of things, right? I mean, that might be reasonable. Perhaps less of a artistic statement of the natural versus the man-made, and more of a tree versus rock. But plant and stone together in harmony make building. It grow. We grow. I hang some vines off of this. Have a giant glowing orb on top. It'll be great. No possible way that would be scary, creepy, and/or malevolent. No. It'll be great. These villagers aren't hiding secret, plans for world domination or anything. And they're nice because they have a house that looks like a mouse. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'll have to think about that, what I want to do, but... Okay, but I think I've got that bit done. Once I get the other twistiness done, I'll have to... So I'll need to go around and figure out some light. And what I was thinking of doing is taking some end rods and hanging them on the underside of things, or actually what I could do is I could do torches on the woods, on this wooden tower,
And then end rods on the stone.
and then end rods on the stone, right? So that you get the full contrast between the two. That would be cool too. All right. I have plans. See, this is why you don't plan things, because oops, that's the wrong place. You let inspiration take you where you want to go, and sometimes it's cool, and sometimes you end up with things that just look weird. But that's fun too. All right.
As long as it's a good weird.
It could be good. It could be a bad weird though too, and maybe that'll be okay. All right, so let's meander down here. Hello, friends. Well, that box is dearth of stone. There's a word for you. Dearth. Okay, got some stone, got some dye. I also have a little bit of brick, but, a few bricks can be good. Okay, that doesn't need to be there. All right. Plenty of stone bricks. Now, I suppose I could do some cracked stone as well. Since I conveniently, or not, have some cracked stone. Thought I had more than that. It's not in that box. Well, I've got some more around somewhere. All right, so let's come back to this second tower. I'll need to change the foundation here, but let's come to the second tower. And let's take out the corners. Okay, so I'll put in the stone brick. You know, I've heard from reliable sources on Sesame Street that one of these things is not like the other. And who am I to doubt Sesame Street, right? All right, so again, just take these out, and yeah, and I just don't know if I want to do concrete.
I feel like the diorite would look really nice.
What if I did? Okay, let's jump back here and grab some. I think I'll. Should I polish it or leave it raw? I mean, this is granite, I know that, but I'll grab some of that too. Right, so I'm going to grab some polished as well. Okay, and there's a distinct possibility I'm going to have to go get more of those, but okay, so oops, the run button is the other one. Okay, so if I forgot to take out a corner. Okay. All right, so we're going to get the stone brick going in there like that. Okay. So if I do this sort of the same way I was doing the other, right? I could do... Let's go and just take this back wall out. I know what it looks like. It's a 3x3 block of stuff. I have to learn to stop right-clicking on things when I've got an axe in my hand. All right, so I could do like that. I actually kind of like the pink stripe in the middle. So the question, I'm going to come around to this side, and let's take this wall out. But this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in the polished, and let's just see what it looks like. And decide which way I want to go with this. Okay? Because, you know, one of them will look great, and the other one will look. Or it might also look great. It's hard to tell sometimes. One of them may get... okay. So there's the polished, right? Versus the rough. Okay?
The rough looks better.
You like the rough better? Yes, those of you out there in Chatland, if you're around, do you like the rough better? Do you like the polished better? I mean, the rough definitely has some advantages to it. I mean, it's all smooth and stuff. I mean, it all blends together, right? On the other hand, if I put in the smooth, right, or the polished, it doesn't blend together. And so it gets a little bit more of that man-made look, which gives these towers then that sort of contrast, right? Because if I want pure raw, if I want it to look like just stone, I could replace the stone brick with actual stone, right? Just the regular stone. And do the stone and then the raw materials. Or I think I can do the stone brick and the polished materials.
I feel like just stone and the raw would complement the wood better.
Okay. All right, that's... I certainly respect that. Let's come here and get some raw. Okay. Since I conveniently have some. All right. Let's see now. What happiness is going to happen over here? Alright, so let's go ahead and take this out. I might have to look at this a little bit more when the excuse me, when the sun comes up. Okay, right? That'll... I know that's going to change it over there too, but... Okay. So there's the... Alright, you know what? It's almost night. I think I've got a bed up in this barn here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Awesome. Again, this is a good bed because villagers don't really like beds that don't have all that headroom. They kind of like having more. All right. All right. So let's. So we got the stone and the. I don't think I like just a plain stone. No matter what else I do with this, I think I want the stone brick.
Or cobblestone.
Yeah. All right. Let's try that. Since I also conveniently have cobblestone in my hands. And I also conveniently have a silk touch pickaxe, so experimenting on this isn't hurting me. Okay, it's not like I'm burning through stone that I had to cook and now I have to cook it again. I think the cobblestone's too busy. Yeah, and I like the stone brick with the polished. If I'm going to go with the polished, I'm going to do the stone brick, not the cobble. All right, I'm going to take this corner out. And let's put the stone brick back. Okay. All right, now as I already mentioned before, I have to redo the foundations here. Worry about that later. But okay, so there's the raw, the cobblestone against the jungle wood versus the stone brick. Man, I just don't know.
I prefer the rough.
You prefer the rough. Okay. Yeah, of course. I think what if I used andesite instead of stone? Because the cobblestone feels like it's too much, right? The stone brick.
I feel like it's too much of a change of texture.
Yeah, exactly. The texture is just wonky. So let's go grab some andesite because obviously this will not be decided by. Oops. All right, so let's drop off some of that and get some plain andesite. Okay, and now let's see how this goes. Because it's gonna be here and there everywhere. So much happening everywhere here. Alright, so if I drop the andesite in like that. Alright. That's a little bit better, I think. It's better than just the plain stone. Okay, because the plain stone was too plain. But if I do andesite,
I also had the diorite on the corners, and then andesite
Okay. Can try that. Alright, so let's take... Alright, put the die right there. Alright, we'll put this in that way. Because that could be the other part of it too, is it's just too... it's just too different. Okay, so that'll go there like that. Yeah, I think I like the diorite in the middle. Okay. All right. I don't want to put the granite on the outside. I think that would be too weird. I don't think it would
Yeah,
look.
I think just those colors will.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and put that in place. Okay. And see, look at that compared to the wood going up versus this polished with the wood going up. I mean, any of it would be good, I suppose. You know, just a little bit of, you know, something. All right. I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
I like the rough.
Okay. All right. So I think the andesite's the right choice versus cobblestone or smooth stone. Let's go and take this out. And replace this with the rough diorite and andesite. Or granite. Okay. Right, that goes to like that, and we'll drop some granite in. All right, and again, clean up my mistakes. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that would work. All right, so let's...
Then the question is, what will you do for the different levels like you did with the wood?
Oh, right. Now, what I could do is I could put the polished there. Right, so let's go get that in. I don't know if I want to change the door or not, but for now, the oak door is fine. You know, the villagers will be happy with it. You know, of course, I've never heard them complain about anything I build, but then again, I don't really speak villager. So it sounds like they're just agreeing with me. And I'm okay with them just agreeing with everything I do. Honestly, you know, not a problem with it. Okay, so let me come up here and do the second level. All right. So diorite on the outside. Right, just run that in there like that. Granite there in the middle. Same thing here. Just run this all up right up in your business like that. Okay, so. And I still need to get out there and replace that that jungle wood because turns out jungle wood is not the same thing as andesite. I mean, if I could do like petrified wood, that might be cool. But I don't know. I think Minecraft could benefit from petrified wood. I don't know what it would look like, but it would be cool. All right, so just take this out. So that's the thing, you know. I've mentioned it a few times. Life lessons from Minecraft. Don't let the time you've spent on building something prevent you from making it better. Right? That's the sunk cost fallacy. Well, I've spent all this time doing it this way. Changing it would just be a waste of that. Don't let that stop you. Okay. If you've got a way to do it better, go ahead and do it better. Okay, I think. You know what? It's bedtime here, so let me go ahead and jump to a bed. Night has fallen. And then let's take a look at it. Okay, so the project we will go. The project we will go. Hi ho the Dario. Project we will go. Okay. Okay, I think that's going to be a fun combo. It's going to be bright enough, the stone is, to be good contrast as it wraps around the wood. Giving all sorts of cool effects. So, all right. So I'm going to need to put back a bunch of the stone and go get a whole mess of other stone. All right, stone brick can go away. And, oh, that's wool. Okay. Not quite the same thing, but, you know. Polish can go away. I can see I'm going to need to make another couple of trips here, but... Alright, also I have a feeling I'm going to have to head back to my vault. Because I think I've got a bunch more andesite and diorite and stuff in those places too, so... Okay, now remember when I said, oh, I'll just do this off-stream. Guess what's not happening today? That off-stream stuff? Yeah, nah, we're going to do it now. Take that, interesting content. All right, just, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get do all of this, diorite and granite first. And then I'll come in and I'll do take out the rest of the stuff when I'm done.
At least you don't have to worry about the direction it's pointing.
Right, yeah, I can, because I couldn't do that. That's why I had to put the dirt blocks down here when I did the logs going up. Here I can just slap those in place and not worry about it. Okay. Now I suppose the advantage, if I wanted to take advantage of it, I'm not going to, but I could, is I can do stairs, but that would make one tower look too different from the other, and I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna go this way. And yeah, you know, a nice couple of sets of ladders and stuff happening in here. Going up to the top. could be, super fun. Because
It'd be cool if you could be able to walk inside your sphere.
right. Oh yeah, if I could do that. I could set up scaffolding. So and then you could just scaffold up into the sphere without having to worry about, oh, I need a pillar for the for a ladder to sit against. Right? I could just scaffold my way to victory there. Okay. Yeah, so I'll come replace all of this this jungle wood with andesite here in a minute. But this is going a lot faster doing it this way than stopping to take out all of that jungle wood as I plow through here. Hey, diorite. You're here? You're there? You're everywhere. Because, yeah, this will be great. Oh yeah, and we'll start to get a hint because I'm already up a little ways here. Start to get a hint of what this is going to look like as they've twisted around each other. Okay, so it'll be really cool. Let's say finish getting all of this in place, and that's in the wrong spot. I mean, it happens, Sometimes you just gotta make those mistakes for your build to be super awesome. All right. Make the mistake and then fix it, right? Okay, you can kind of... So I'll need to replace the jungle wood with the gray. You can already see kind of how it's almost a light and dark, really is a yin and yang type of situation here. Yeah, so, yeah, replace the jungle wood, replace the oak. And yeah, if I just use the polished granite and diorite for where those platforms as it goes up, chunk, 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 that'll be really slick. So not quite as subtle as these horizontal logs are, but I think it'll still look good. All right, so let's finish. See if I can get all this diorite in. Oh yeah, this will be awesome and amazing. Oh yeah. There's amazingness happening. All right. Of course, one of the interesting things, right? I've had conversations with streamers over the last week or two about the differences of streaming on Twitch versus Mixer and that type of thing. And the actual streaming isn't that much different, right? It's streaming. Nobody watched my streams on Mixer, nobody's watching them here either. But when doing a Twitch Sings stream on Twitch tends to work a little better than it did on Mixer, so that'll be fun. I've been thinking of doing another Twitch Sings charity stream. I'm thinking in August for maybe start Extra Life stuff a little early and do some Extra Life, do an Extra Life Twitch Sings stream in August. that would be fun. It's okay, how am I doing? Block west. Need to go get some more diorite, which unsurprisingly, oops, I'm running out of that first. It's what happens when you use more of it. Okay, so we got that, we got that. So now, perhaps you should try using the right blocks. Okay. So that goes there, and there, and there. Because, you know. Alright, so this is all going to pop up like that. Alright, so yeah, I've got a lot of old wood to cut out. I gotta take all that jungle wood out, replace it with andesite, replace the oak with the polished variants here. But this is gonna be cool. I think once I hit the next round of oak, I'm gonna step back for a minute and just take a look at how this how it looks twisting around again, and yeah, so you'll see all of the twistiness, right? Right? I know the title says I'm out of diorite. Well, that's annoying. It says I'm decorating this tower. I kind of am. Turns out it just ends up as a whole rebuild. But yeah, look at that. Once I get all the andesite in, that's going to look so nice. All right. So I need to do a couple things. First, caps lock needs to be off. Okay. I'm going to need some more of the stuff. Grab some more diorite. And probably some more granite. And then I'll come back and get some more andesite when the time is right. But yeah, this is gonna be so cool, so exciting, and also fun. Oh yeah. And then the other thing I'm gonna do, so I'll get this in, get all the andesite in. I'm gonna have to rethink how I'm gonna do the crown, right? Because when it was all gonna be wood, I was just gonna have the trees go all the way around it. But now I'm thinking, still have the trees growing off of the top of the wooden tower. But maybe what I need to do is some form of stone trees with walls and stuff to crown the other side. Right, and that would give it, oops, that's wrong. And that might give it a fun look. All right. Come on down.
Or maybe you just like go patterned.
Go patterned.
So like every other tree will be wood, and in between those be stone trees.
That would be interesting. That'd be worth playing with. Cause yeah, I could drop in, just a little bit of dirt. Cause I want the trees can spawn in naturally, and it would be cool to then have some of the vines hanging down. How much they'll end up hanging down is a interesting question, but yeah, that could be all sorts of fun. And yeah, you throw in some diorite, and actually not diorite. It would be andesite walls, right? Because it's jungle wood, right? That's the corners of the wooden tower. Well, the corners of this tower are andesite. So we can do that. All right. So again, continue this. Then comes the fun of taking out all of that jungle wood, all of the oak. But that'll go a lot faster than putting it up did. Oh, the frustration levels here Tuesday were just off the charts, man. I have rarely been so frustrated at Minecraft as I was trying to fix my twistiness at the top of this tower. Because I seriously messed that up when I was putting it in. And these platforms at the top didn't line up the way they were supposed to. Oh, it was a mess. You can watch the VOD for that later if you want to. But just as you can see all hope draining from my face as I deal with the. All right, it's one of those times. I'm glad that was a shorter stream. I'd have had to take a break and do something else. Speaking of taking a break, I was thinking that Saturday, so I've got the Saturday morning stream, right? For those of you who like to get up early and watch streams, Saturday mornings at 7:30 Mountain Time, I'll be streaming some more Minecraft. And I was thinking I'd take a break from the building and write down, yes, over on this side. Uh-oh. Went down a lot faster than I was expecting. I've got a tunnel under there, and right under this island, heading over under here somewhere, there is an abandoned mine shaft. So I think Saturday, I'm going to go raid that mine shaft. So that'll be fun. All right, so what I need to do now is I've got andesite. Okay, so how much that was the question. How much andesite do I have on me at the moment? But I also need to make craft some polished diorite and polished man had a little something in my throat there. Takes a little bit of the polished of each of these rocks to fill in. So the way this will work is to do this. Okay, so it's andesite here. And this all comes out. You know, and I'm sure the people below won't mind these giant blocks of wood raining down on their heads. Again, I haven't heard the villagers complain too often, but it may also be because they've had too many blocks rain down on their heads and they are actually no longer able to complain, which is really sort of a sad story, and, you know, they don't like to talk about it much, so we'll... Hey, you know what? It'd be really nice is if I replace that. Okay, so here we go. Take all this jungle out. It's a little bit easier on this side, at least for the moment, because I can stand. I think I'll just chop my way down here first, because I know what goes on here in these corners, right? Whoa. Suddenly the tower turned and I was no longer there. It's like, are you sure that's where you want to go? And the answer is no, I'm going to fall. All right. All right, so let's float our way back up here. All right. Oh, hey, I didn't even do this corner. Well, that's silly. Okay. Again, so grateful for flight. So grateful for flight here. Come on. Okay, now it's the pro strats. You need to finish mining out the block before you move on to the next one. It works a lot better if you're trying to improve your Minecraft game. That is one of the most helpful hints I can give is when you're mining out blocks, finish mining them before you move on to the next ones. Okay? You know, it's not always obvious that that's how you should approach things, but you know, that's just how it goes. One of these days, I'll actually apply that in my own approach to Minecraft. And all right, we'll get all this jungle wood off of here. Replace it with the andesite. Okay. So where did I leave off? There it is. So going up, putting the andesite in is going to be fairly quick and easy. So that'll be good. All right. So just take all of this jungle wood out, replace with the andesite. It's just like it's right. Just like that. You know, so nice and easy. Oops, hey, down. It's nice and easy until you forget to actually put it there, and then it's just silly. Okay, so put all of this back. Yeah, and then when I'm done replacing all of these blocks, getting all this stuff in place, then I'll take a trip up, you know, light it all up with. So the wood side I'll light up with torches. The stone side I'll light up with end rods, and it'll be great. It'll give said fun visual contrast and. Okay, you know, you can get that whole thematic contrast that I was talking about earlier of the living, right? The wood versus the stone. You know, you get all sorts of. We could pretend there's all sorts of social commentary or something, or just enjoy the fact that it actually just looks cool. Also fun. Okay, back there. All right, so need to come take all that down. Where was I? It's up here somewhere. All right. I guess I stopped there. Okay. Yeah, these ones on the underside are right click, not left click. Actually, it's left click, not right click, except I have my mouse buttons reversed because I'm using it left-handed. So in my case, I am using the right-hand mouse button to do this. You know, because it's a thing. I can totally capable of doing that. Simplifies all of my, you know, the way keyboards and stuff are laid out, not designed well for humans to actually use. Okay, I mean, the keyboard itself isn't too bad. Then you add the number pad, right? Okay, great. You get your 10 key. Okay, and that sits off to the right, which is okay because you don't use it that often. The keypad sits in front, and then you stick And then you're just using your right hand to work the 10 key when you need to, right? Sure, that makes all sorts of sense. Right up until you add a mouse to the whole scenario. It's like, okay, great. Now, most people are right-handed, so they stick the mouse off to the right-hand side. So you get your keyboard in front of you, and then the keypad, and then the mouse out here on the far right somewhere. And it's like, all right, you know what? If you keep the letters of your keyboard right in front of you, your right arm starts reaching off into the hinterlands. And if you slide things over, then your whole body has to twist to type. And that's not good either. So, and that was what I was dealing with. I mentioned it was a couple of weeks ago, I think. As I was starting to deal with some RSI pain, some issues with in my shoulder. And in my left arm as I was trying to deal with keyboard over here to the left, using the mouse right-handed, and the way my setup is set up, it's not the most conducive to right-handedness, shall we say? So yeah, so I rearranged things and using my mouse left-handed, which some of you I know was like, okay, I could never do that. I learned to use a mouse left-handed. Not just, oh, I've learned to and gotten used to it, sort of. When I first used a mouse, it was left-handed. See, way back in the dark ages of computers, back with the early Windows 3.1 machines and my screaming fast 386 that my dad got, that he upgraded, doubled the RAM on, so it had 4 megabytes of RAM. Not gigabytes, megabytes of RAM. We were talking, these were screaming machines. And it was the first computers we bought that had a mouse. Because we had some Commodores before that. Commodore 64s. I think my dad had a 128 actually at one point. And yeah, great computers. I had no complaints. They played the games I wanted to play, so hey, it was all good. So we got these machines. They had a mouse. Well, my dad is left-handed. So when he said, okay, here's this weird mouse thing, he set it up on the left-hand side because, you know, that's just made sense to him as a left-handed person. And in a lot of ways, even though I refer to myself as a broken lefty, I'm naturally left-handed. But when I was in school, I used to do everything but write with my left hand. I would write right-handed, but I would color, use scissors, everything else left-handed. Don't know why. Don't know why I would write right-handed when I did everything else left-handed. But I was in school, I smashed the middle finger of my left hand in the door. I don't recommend that. Okay, you know, in general, keep your finger out of doors when you close them. Okay, just as a painful lesson I learned in my childhood. So, smashed my finger, cracked the last bone underneath the fingernail. And so my left middle finger was in a splint for 6 weeks. Okay. Well, I couldn't color, couldn't use scissors. It was second grade, right? So coloring is still important to me. At least it was important to my teachers, you know. So I couldn't do any of those things. Obviously, I could still write, but... So I started doing all that stuff right-handed. And then I never really switched back. It was just weird. So anyway, broken lefty. So when my dad got the computer, I said, all right, I'm going to set this up left-handed. Because that just made sense. And it made all sorts of sense for a lot of the games I was playing, right? We had this cool Star Trek game where you played as Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, and Ensign Extra, who would, you'd beam down on away missions and all this stuff. And you'd pilot the Enterprise places and all sorts of fun stuff. Well, you steered the Enterprise with the mouse. Okay, and then you did all sorts of other things on the keyboard, and it just made all sorts of sense. It was so much more comfortable to use the mouse left-handed and then use the right hand to hit the numpad for things or whatever else was going on. Oops, that is stone. That's not andesite. All right, I guess I better go to the vault and get more andesite. So yeah, it was weird. I remember playing. Yeah, there were a bunch of games that I played. I think Doom and stuff that you could use controls with either hand, and like Doom, the original Doom, you'd use the arrow keys. It wasn't WASD controls; it was arrow keys. And that worked. Oops, actually, it's bedtime. I'll go ahead and sleep here. It's night. All right. Well, arrow keys are on the right-hand side of the keyboard. Oh, hey, it's not even that close tonight. Never mind. I can't type. And try to aim with the... Of course, there wasn't a whole lot of aiming in Doom. You just sort of pointed the mouse in the general direction because there wasn't any up and down. It was just, you didn't aim up. You just went side to side. Heck, I'm not even sure how much mouse control there was now. Now that I think about it, it's been long enough since I've played it. Okay, so that's not bad. So I still need to go get those oak platforms out of the way, but okay. So I'll check those again as I slide down, but I think I got all the logs. I think I filled in all of the andesite. Awesome. All right, time to actually this might be easier from the inside of the tower. All right. So let's hop up this way. Yeah, because I can see everything from in here. So okay, I don't have to worry about corners because the corners are andesite. Yep, and I remember playing. It was one of the Star Wars. It was Dark Forces. Where I was a first-person shooter, and I was big into flight sims at the time, which I still like flight sims, but I don't really play them. Though I'm really excited about Star Wars Squadrons, which is coming out here very soon. But I had a flight stick. Right, sort of. They weren't really calling them HOTAS setups at the time, but that's basically what it was. And because you didn't get the throttle, you just got the flight stick. And so I had the flight stick set up. I used that with my right hand, which you kind of had to. The button layout on those guys were the joystick was just molded for the right hand. It was a right-handed joystick, which was fine. So I used the joystick right-handed, and then when I was playing Dark Forces, I used the mouse left-handed. So I'd have the joystick right hand, mouse in the left hand, and oh, that was awesome. Because then I had all of the. That's not where that goes. Because I had the flight stick with all of the extra buttons on the stick. Right? Yeah, it made things really nice. So yeah, that was fun. Now I'm inside. I don't need to sleep, but I do have villagers I would kind of like to stay safe. You know what I mean? Safe villagers are happy villagers. Of course, if they're unhappy, I suppose they might decide to get iron golems to help defend them. But I think that would involve having a couple more villagers than I have in town. So I guess it's just gonna have to wait. All right. Flying worker, a flying worker. So yeah, I don't know if any of you out there in Chatland, remember if you were around in some of those in the olden days. Remember some of those, different controllers and stuff that you used, whether it was the classic Nintendo, right? That brick with buttons. Some of those controllers were more ergonomic than others, right? I mean, the original Atari joystick was kind of nice. It was just a stick with a button. Now, it was a stick with a button that you had to use right-handed. Oops. There we go. Polish up a little bit more of that. Might as well polish up the rest of that as well. The Atari was the 7800 was the next flavor that came out. The next gen Atari. It was cool. It was backwards compatible, so all the 2600 games worked. And it had an interesting feature in that it was ambidextrous. You still only had one game button, but it was on both sides of the controller. The problem is that controller was a real pain to use. Like literally, it sucked trying to use that stupid thing. And then, of course, there was the classic Nintendo controllers. So those rectangular bricks of a thing. And yeah, I don't know if you've said, for those of you who are old enough to remember the phrase Nintendo thumb. Yeah, that was a thing. I ran into it. I did a stream. I was on Mixer. It was a few months ago, and I played ice hockey on the Nintendo, the classic ice hockey, not NHL anything, just ice hockey, and it was basically. You didn't even have full teams. You had 4 players per side, plus the goalie. And you had your choice of like 8 different countries. Russia and Sweden being the tough ones at the end. And I was playing that on stream a while back. And yeah, my thumbs started to hurt. So yeah, Nintendo thumb definitely was a thing. Oh, that just looks cool. I've got some blocks, but just floating there. But though, oh, that looks so cool. Oh, look at that. Oh man, that is sweet. That is so sweet. All right. Let's get a few extra torches going on here. And what I'm going to do is the polished blocks actually are still fairly subtle. I was a little worried they weren't going to be. They still stand out a little bit more than the horizontal logs do. but they don't stand out a lot. But just enough to give it that little bit of extra layering and that good stuff. So, yeah, I like it. I do. It's really nice. All right, cool. Cool, cool. All right. So, let's take some torches now. And let's go, I think, on the horizontal levels. Right, on each of these, I'm just going to go ahead and... No. Well, yes, I have to because of the... that. But I think what I'll do is I'll put them on top there. Yeah, I'll do it this way. So I'll put them on top of those ones and under those ones like that. Okay. Right, so it'll be fairly easy here. Just pop this way. And right there we go. Again, the tower rotates, so gotta twist with it. You know, pivot. For all of you friends out there, pivot, pivot, pivot. Okay, and now just slap some up there. Okay, and then on this side, right, this is the, I better do it from the bottom just so that I have some consistency going on here. So, right, so those, that's the top. Oh, I don't have, I think I need to change some blocks here, but just these ones right around the door. Because this is the level down here at the bottom. Okay. All right, so right under that side. And under there. All right, slide around this way. And we'll just float on up right like this. Oh yeah. So fun and exciting. Oh, it's just like watching paint dry. Oh yes. Be still my heart, I can't take the excitement. Okay, so just slide in right there like that. And yeah, now this, I'm gonna just put them on top there like that. Okay, great. So what we have now is one lit tower. One tower. All right, so let's jump back to the vault and let's put away some of this stone. Right, all of the, right, because I don't need the granite anymore. And I don't need this diorite anymore. Yeah, I think I'm kind of done with all of this andesite. Just, I am done with you. I am done with you. Okay, now I had a bunch of stuff, and I don't know where I left it. So, that's fine. I'll just craft. I think that'll just about do that right there. Yes, friend, we now have ourselves some androids. All right. And get some androids in place. Okay. Now, so same type of thing. Except the end rods, surprisingly enough, behave differently. So I'm going to put them on differently. Right? So just slap these up on here like this. And then when I come back on the other side, I will hang them rather than sticking them on the block beneath just to be poking up like those torches do. Obviously, end rods don't behave that way. So I will hang them from the blocks. and it'll be great. And if I can do it without smacking the microphone 3 or 4 more times, it'll be even better. Oh, yes. Yes, it will. We will have fun. All right. And, okay. Didn't land on any of the animals, which is a good thing. They'd have gotten cranky. Turns out, actually, they probably wouldn't have cared, as it turns out, because animals in Minecraft don't care about such things. My cat in real life, if I fell on him from about 8 stories up, he'd have something to say. Once he, dusted himself off and, he'd give me a really scathing look. And cats, man, cats will give you the judgment eye, man. You don't want to mess around with cats. They'll just give you that look like they are judging you for every mistake you have ever made in your entire life. Okay, so get these in there like that. All right, good. So back side of the tower. Okay, Okay, got it, caught it. All right, so we'll get this light in, and once this is done, it'll actually be kind of nice that I've got this, that night has fallen, because it'll be cool to see what this looks like all lit up. All right, so let's see, where do I want to go? This way. This way looks good. Oh yeah, this way looks fine. Oh, that tower looks cool. Oh, that looks really, really fun. All right. Again, twisty towers. We got it. And I said, figure out the crown of jungle trees and, stone fence. Or probably andesite wall, actually, but oh, yeah. The contrast is cool. I still need to figure out the the foundation. Because I built those right on so I just replaced basically 2 existing jungle houses, right? It was sort of my challenge to myself. It wasn't like it was a huge challenge, but it was definitely a challenge to, beautify this village, right? Take this existing jungle village. Okay. There was a skeleton, but I think you despawned and or burst into flames. The idea was to take this jungle village, which was basically from this side over, right? It was a couple houses there. There was one there. There were 2 right there. And a handful over here, right? 3 little ones, 4 little ones, right? You kind of see where the village was. And I wanted to replace them. I wanted to build up this nice, make it pretty, but I wanted to keep the village layout intact. Okay, and then I added a few buildings over there and that type of thing. These 2 buildings were the last 2. And now you can kind of see what they've become. And it's really cool. If I had no life, which, I'm in my 40s playing games on the internet for the amusement of others. Whether or not I have a life is debatable. But get this nice twisty thing up that way. The different light sources are cool on it. Oh, yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, so I need a number of things. First and foremost, I'm going to need some jungle saplings, which I've got a couple. Awesome. It's always nice to have a few. You have the materials you want when you need them. I am a Minecraft hoarder. Okay, I fully admit this. I hoard blocks in Minecraft. I have chests stacked up full of cobblestone, full of dirt. Why? Because I'm silly like that. And,
So if you ever need to build a mountain,
yes, that's right. If I ever need to build a mountain, I am in good shape. I am set. And actually, back in the Music Free Valley, I was building walls around the entire valley. So having all of that stone was actually kind of helpful. All right, so taking advantage of the flight because I can. All right, so here is the top of the tower, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to take some dirt and I'm going to go ahead and slide out this way. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. And I'll replace the dirt with jungle wood once that tree grows. But I want the tree itself to grow naturally. Okay, so it'll be whatever the tree looks like when it's done, that's what it'll be. Okay. All right, so now I was talking about, because we talked about, you know, sort of, I don't know, alternating things and stuff like that. So maybe I want to, I like the trees there on the end. I'm going to take these saplings off before they grow. I think I might want to redo that. All right, but I'm going to do the same thing over here. Because again, this is going to be, actually, you know what? Well, because there's the globe, I'm going to have this big glass sphere that sits right between, that sort of hovers above and between these two buildings. So, yeah. I was kind of thinking that I would run the trees and then the stone, like it would be andesite walls that I would intersperse around the trees and stuff. And now I'm kind of thinking that I'm doing this wrong. Uh-oh. Come back. Okay. So where do I want to put these trees then? What if I... It's like, how many trees do I want to put on here, really, is the question. Because if I do it this way, I don't have the andesite fence to slap up there, but that's all right. Just, what if I do it this way? And then, so the trees will grow there. Let's grab a shovel, because shovels, again, tend to be useful when dealing with things like dirt. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll figure out some sort of cool andesite fence tree-ish thing. Right? It'll stick out, it'll be there, you know. All sorts of fun. But I'll intersperse it with what's happening here. Okay, so that'll go there like that. Go ahead and get these trees growing. And I'll do the same thing on this side. Okay. So, now I put the dirt here. I could have actually used the logs for this part, but it's all right. Now I am making the bold assumption that these trees are actually going to grow. I don't think I have to worry about it here. I'm not that close to the limit. If I were building or trying to grow the giant jungle trees, then I might have to worry. But I think with the with just the regular trees, I don't have to worry about it. Unless there's a thing that says they won't grow above, 120 or something. Then I'm going to feel like an idiot. But that's okay. It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last. Turns out, I feel like an idiot a lot. All right, so that'll go there like that. And that'll go there like that. That'll go there like that. All right, cool. So now I need to go get andesite fence. Or wall, if you want to go with, use the official term. Yeah. All right, so, oops, well, that was the wrong place. And that was a inability to type, and wow, I can do that. All right, so that's gonna go there. So I think I put all the andesite back in the some. Okay, let's jump back to the vault where I've got. Oops, hey, you know what's really cool too? Maybe not typing while I'm in the inventory. Because that actually makes some sense, right?
Take your torches back too.
Oh, did I throw them on the floor?
You put them in the box.
Okay. All right. And a sec. I don't... I'll bring some with me. I don't think I'm going to need to craft them there, but... All right, and let's go get my torches because I left them. Oops. Left them in the box, and I don't want to forget that I left them in the box. Because that would be silly. Okay. My cat is being loud to... Jeez.
What's with you, man? Come on!
Okay, we'll try it this way. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, I'll just fly up to the top. Meanwhile, while those trees grow, let's, I'm going to wait for those trees to grow to bring those out too much further. Okay. Well, it helps. Get all of the blocks. Okay. All right, so this will be good. And once those trees have grown, I'll get the logs in place. That's not right. That's not right at all. Okay, next time I need to remember to read the blueprints so I get these things in the right place. And what I might do even is once I get the walls in, all that stuff popping up, the trees are there. I'll expand out these andesite trees. And yes, I am leaving this empty in the middle for the moment. As I said, I'm going to put this giant glass sphere up here, lit from the inside with something inside of it. I don't know what, but something would be good. Cool. All right. Well, let's slide over here towards the inn. Okay, don't land on the crops. That would be annoying. Somebody would be annoyed. Okay. I really should finish decorating these rooms too. They're a little Spartan, and not in a Greek soldier sort of way. All right, so let's all right, well, sit and wait for the cheese to grow. I mean, as cool as it would be to plant cheese trees, that would just be weird. Okay, well, the Parmesan crop's coming along pretty well, but I'm really happy with my cheddar bushes. They are really blossoming. I'm having some problem with some blight on the Swiss. My Swiss cheese vines they need help. They do. I need to get out there and fumigate the Swiss cheese vines. But man, I'm really looking forward to that Parmesan harvest. And man, the cheddar, it's going to be so sharp. It is great. You got to wear safety gloves working with the sharp cheddar because that'll stab you. It's got some thorns, man. You just gotta be careful. But, it's so good. You pick them early, you get the little baby cheddars. Those are make great snacks. You let it grow out some more. That's just stupid. Okay. All right. Well, looking at the time, I gotta wait for those trees to grow. Ah, one of them has. Actually, that's the other question is, it's possible they're too close together and some of the other trees won't grow. But we'll see. It remains to be seen what's going to happen. But looking at the time, it is about time for me to call it a stream. So let's go ahead and whoosh right on over here and fire up the end credits. Because I do want to thank all of you for joining me today. Assuming the end credits actually... There they go. Yes, there are the end credits. I want to thank all of you for watching. It's been so great to have you here. You can check out my Patreon, subscribe there at patreon.com/musicfreegaming. And of course, if you haven't followed the channel here on Twitch, now's a great time to do it. Hit that. Make sure the notification bell is live so you get notifications when I go live. The next stream is going to be Saturday morning at 7:30 in the morning, which is a lovely time to be streaming. Nice and peaceful. Though I'm going to be doing a dungeon raid. I'm going to be clearing out an abandoned mine shaft. So that's going to be its own special breed of fun. So be sure to check that out. And let's go ahead and say goodbye to the recording for all those people who watch this later on YouTube. And let's see, is there anyone around? Yes. So, all right. So we'll say goodbye to YouTube, and then we're going to go raid Johnny Man over here. All right. So